Thank you for Hey guys, thank you so much for joining. We'll be shortly be starting in another couple of minutes until everyone else joins. But until then, we'll go through a short video maybe. Okay, where is the video?
Hey दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो, सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए, लेकिन रेज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए। यहाँ हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें, या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहाँ आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ, जो आपको हर कदम पर 1-to-1 गाइड करेंगे। यहाँ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहाँ आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपकी करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you so much for taking your time out on a weekday evening, 7 p.m. So my name is Rohan. I'm one of the co-founders of QFuzz. QFuzz is basically a mentorship platform. You can also call it a mentor aggregator platform. And we are partnered with Apna for these community engagements. So as a part of the community engagement at Apna, we have been doing this for quite some time as named as Apna Xclusives. And we've been doing this on the sessions happen on weekdays, 7 p.m. and weekends at 3 p.m. mainly to help people ideate and advance in their professional careers, covering a wide range of topics. Topics can be as simple as spoken English or can be technical like a product management or data science or even Gen AI. Today we have Prakhar as our mentor today to give us a quick overview on technical career opportunities along with interview preparation. So Prakar is a seasoned developer with over 8 years of experience in Java cloud technology, specializing in designing and implementing scalable solutions. He is very proficient in AWS and Azure, excelling in microservices, Dockers, and serverless architecture. He thrives on leveraging emerging technologies to deliver robust software solutions. So without much overdue, I'll move it on to Prakar. Prakar, you can take this up from here.
Yeah.
And I will be on the chat box taking up Q&A however you want to. I'm always available. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rohan. Um, so, uh, Hi everyone. My name is Prakhar. Thanks for a great introduction, Rohan. Let me share my screen. So, the agenda today will be to discuss some of the domains within IT and some bit of interview preparation tips. We want this session to be interactive. That means that I'll present some slide, then I'll stop, then take up your questions, and then I'll do that again. So let's start. Let me share my screen once again. Hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome. So to give you a brief idea of what's our agenda going to be today. So I assume like most of you are looking for technical career opportunity within software industry, right? And kind of confused which domains to choose, where to go, what skill set that you need, and how do we prepare for a particular interviews, right? So today we'll be discussing about those. So let's start. So to summarize all your confusion and everything, and every aspect of your challenges that you are facing, I have a couple of points that basically each and every one of you might fall into somewhere on these bullets. So you are kind of person who are unaware of professional landscape. That means you are unaware like what opportunity to chase, what opportunity to look for, things like that. You are misguided, and there are some misconception and misinformation like every ID or every person belonging to software industry must be a good coder, must have a high skill degree, higher education, things like that. You are also unaware about the skill set requirements. Most of the freshers, most of the professionals who are early in their career are quite unaware of the exact skill set that is required to land a perfect job or a comfortable job. So there is also a sense of lack of direction and guidance. You might not have perfect guides to guide you across the landscape, professional landscape. You might not have the perfect guidance to how to land a particular job or to explore different opportunity within software industry. Sometimes I also see like there are people, folks who does not have good soft skills, unpolished soft skills. They know what they want to do, but they can't speak, or they don't have a good oratory skills. So we'll talk about those challenges and problems. So let's start. So in India specifically, software industry is quite huge. Technical industry is quite huge, and it has multiple domains, multiple branches within software industries. So I can't list down everything right in the sense, but I'll give you the broader category of different type of specialization, as you can say, or the domains you might look. So first is like the most people are aware of software development, which involves like developing software, developing scalable solutions, things like that. It's very common domain within the software industry. So that's the part, like the first one. Then there is data science and AI ML, which basically umbrella version of a whole broader category of data science, where you will see people with the skill set of data scientists working, AI ML engineers, Gen AI engineers, things like that. Then there is one more domain called cybersecurity, which basically deals with the security aspects of a software, which means that all the folks who have specialized skills in ethical hacking, uh, penetration testing, these kind of skills fall under to the cybersecurity domain, which is quite booming right now because, as you might have a little bit idea, there are a lot of scams going on. People are taking advantage of vulnerable people. So the ask for this kind of domain is to design software so that we can minimize and secure our softwares and people interacting with our softwares. So one more domain is DevOps, which is basically the operational side of a software development. In software development, there are multiple folks working towards executing a software plan, like technical plan. So DevOps people are the people who basically handles the operational side of the things. When I say operational side, it means that how the software is going to reach to the end user, how this is going to be deployed, things like that. Then of course there is a technical support, and when I say technical support, it does not mean that a call center. It means the actual technical support where people and folks are qualified to handle software issues, not the customer care issues. It's the support for technical aspects, technical software details, things like that. The quality assurance domain talks about the testing, like each and every software needs to be thoroughly tested once it to be rolled out to the consumer or to the general public. So quality assurance is basically you are stamping that your software is adhering to a test. You have done all the testing and everything. Your software is compliant according to the industry standard, things like that. UI UX design, it's like the face of your software, where you will see a lot of website designer, right? WordPress designer, HTML, CSS experts, JavaScript developers. These all the people who have these specialized skill set falls under UI UX design. Lastly, we have product management. All these domains require some kind of management, right? These folks are specialized in helping and enabling different teams within a company, within an organization, to achieve their goal. So product management is all about how do you manage your software development cycles, how do you manage your testing cycles, how do you ensure the quality and things like that. So these are the brief broader idea, broader categories of different career opportunity that is available in the software industries. And I'll show you, like, I'll go in depth with each and every category and explain to you like what skill set you might require to land a job in there, or to enhance your career, or to make a switch into that career. So let's start with software development. Software development is basically a person who is a software engineer, software developer, who is basically working on designing, developing, and implementing a software. Like software can be anything, like simple GST tax calculator. This is like simple software where it has rules to and basically compute GST tax, right? So this domain has different types of developers. These are front end developers, back end developer, full stack, and mobile app developer. So front end is basically, when we say front end, it's like the face of your software. It's like the user, where basically it can be a website, it can be application, things like that, where you basically your user, where your consumer interact with your software. Backend developer is basically a person who is handling all the backend technologies, that is that implementation of your core components, things like that. Full stack developer is like the hybrid of both backend and front end. Full stack means that a person who has specialized skill in both of these front end and backend domains. Mobile app developer, I think that is pretty self-explanatory, that mobile is our world is basically revolve around mobile apps, right? So we need different kind of developers to design and execute software which are exposed as a mobile app. Talking about the skill set required, so this is one of the primary and most frequent kind of domain that we see in software industry. So a person who wants to land a job in software development, or who wants to enhance their career within software development, they need to have certain skill set. So that means that they need to learn and be proficient in a programming language. Programming language, there are different types of programming language, but a foundational programming language, one of the programming language you need to be competent in, that could be Java, Python, C++, C sharp, things like that. Plus there are different type of specialization tools that is required to complete your to be a particular person who are specializing in software development. These tools can be version control tools like Git, CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins stuff, testing tools, and different type of tools. Let's move to next slide. It's data science. So data science, the term is basically to explore the data that user generate or the software generates. There can be tons of different type of data, like you posting your picture or your post on Instagram. That is again a data. There are different types of data analytics tools that will show you the feed exactly what your interest is. So these magic happens with the data science, and people who are working in that field are called as data scientists, data analysts, engineers, machine learning engineers, things like that. So their job is basically to analyze the data, to predict something. That could be something like if you are watching the Instagram travel videos, right? So the feed is getting kind of made behind the scene, that you will get a lot of options to see the travel video itself. You will get a lot of recommendation to see the travel video. These things happens behind the scene. So these are done based on the data science. There are another specialized category is machine learning engineer, which basically, so if you have questions in middle, please write down in the chat. We'll take it after a couple of slides, and then you can unmute yourself and ask me directly, or if you're forgetting your question, you can just post it in the chat. We'll take it up. So the skill set required for this data science is quite a huge field. Mostly it is programming language that is used is Python. There is one more programming language, R, which is not yet that frequent, not that used right now. But the Python is one of the major language that is used in data science field. There are some specialization, like you have to be competent in statistical analysis, data visualization. That means that you need to be proficient, like what pie chart is, what the bar graph is, things like that. Apart from that, there is one more specialization in the data science field, that is machine learning, which is quite new for us because recent advancement in machine learning has been tremendous. So there are machine learning engineers who basically create models to predict something. That model can be to predict up weather, right? Forecast of weather. That model could be to predict the stock exchange, where the stock is going to go. Prediction about different stuff like your behavior, these kind of stuff that happens through machine learning models. Let's talk about cybersecurity. This is one of the major up and coming domain within software IT industry. So cybersecurity is all about making sure that your software is hardened enough so that no other hacker or no other people with a malicious intent can able to hack or penetrate your software. So there are multiple roles within cybersecurity. The easier one is to be security analyst, that basically handles shell scripting, Python kind of jobs, or do penetration testing, these kind of stuff to make sure that your software should be secure once it is rolled out to the actual users or to actual organization. So the skill required for this is to basically understand how Linux work. Linux is one of the operating systems. Like we have Windows, right? Linux is one of the operating system. You need to have good understanding about operating system concept. That is like the like one of the good subject in software, like computer science engineering. You should be proficient in Python programming language. Most of the security analyst or security engineer write scripts in Python to test the software vulnerabilities or to figure out like where we need to fix something. Some of the skills also required, like ethical hacking. You should be if you have any workshop about ethical hacking, you might be having some idea about like what ethical hacking is. It's basically finding out the vulnerabilities in site or mobile apps, things like that. Let's talk about DevOps. Like I said before, DevOps is the operational side of a software development. So operational side, when I say, that means that how your software is going to be rolled out to different users. To give an example, like most of you are using Android or Apple, right? A new update to Apple or Android are rolled out according to region. Like India, there will be a subset of user who is going to get the updated version, then it's going to roll out incrementally, right? So these kind of strategy and orchestrating your software are handled by DevOps. So DevOps engineer is like one of the most like starting point for this field. Like if you want to become a DevOps engineer, you should be proficient in Python programming language. You should be aware of how the software is actually deployed. You should be aware of the cloud platforms like Azure or AWS. So it's also like a new nascent field in software industry that has been, DevOps term has been coined for like a decade old. So it's for our industry, it's kind of a new role, and it has lot many opportunities that you will find in this role. Quality assurance is the part where software need to be tested, like all the testing and penetration testing, automation, things like that falls under quality assurance umbrella. Here you will be using different automation tools to test your software, like how it behaves under high load. Like for example, recently Twitter went down because there are number of users are looking at the viral video or something like that. So how do we handle these kind of loads? This is the part where quality assurance teams make sure that your software should be uh, capable enough to handle high loads, things like that. Performance testing is one of the major roles in the quality assurance domain. Skill required, this again falls under like the programming part. So any programming language, you should be proficient in any one of the programming language, be it Java or Python, things like that. You should be aware of automation tools like Selenium and JUnit. I don't expect you being fresher, I don't expect that you have all the knowledge about these tools, but you should have vague idea. Like if an interviewer or if someone is interviewing you, you should be able to tell like, okay, I have not used this tool, but I have knowledge about this tool, like this tool is intended for this, things like that. UX and UX, UI and UX design. So this is another domain within software industry where you will see like website design, right? Mobile app design, things like that. Software design, GUI design, right? Things like that. All the front end facing of things falls under UI UX. That can be like a design, how your app is responsive, how your website is responsive. That falls under UI and UX design. So one of the early job opportunity could be like UI UX designer, right? Product designer, things like that. So you need to have certain skill set. That is, you should know about basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is one of the mandatory skills to have. Plus design tools. It's not mandatory to use Sketch or Figma, but you should be aware of all the tools, like small tools like Photoshop and things like that. You should be good in user research as well and prototyping a solution. Like if your website is not responsive, if it is breaking, or if the color theme is not good of a website, you expect like not most of the user will not be opening your website or will be landing to your website, things like that. So all these things lands under UI UX design. Product.
Sorry, Prakash, just to interrupt, can we take up a few questions before we?
Yeah, sure. Let me conclude the product management
Sure.
slide. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So product management slide basically talks about the management part of software. Software piece is a technical product, right? It should have some kind of management to make sure that your deliveries, software deliveries are on time. Your folks are not facing any problems, and to basically collaborate between different teams. So roles could be product manager, technical product manager, product owner. These roles, although might not be available for freshers, but it's a good indication. Like if you want to progress in the product management side, it's a good indication, and it's a good call out to have the product management in behind your mind, that it's a right fit for me, or if it's not a right fit for me. So some of the skills required are basically soft skills. You should be good at managing things. Some of the software tools are required, like Jira, Confluence, and UML. Some of the market research, stakeholder management, like how do you handle stress, things like that, and how do you collaborate between different teams, how you make sure that your software or your team is delivering a product or not on time. So yeah, Rohan, we can take the questions.
Yeah, so I think I'll just scroll up.
Yep.
So the first question was by Ajay. Will Java jobs increase or decrease?
So Java is Java as a programming engineer. I'm also a Java developer at heart. So Java as a programming language is kind of evergreen language, which is being used in many technologies, right? So if you want to focus on software development, I think Java is the right language to start with. You can learn different language, but I think a lot of the frameworks, a lot of the software tools, enterprise softwares are written in Java. So I think Java is a right programming language to learn as a beginner, and of course it has tremendous amount of job opportunities in futures. And right now, I mean, if you open your LinkedIn and just write Java developer or senior Java developer or Java architect, you will find tons of jobs. So go through them, do some market research, and most importantly, you should be when you code in Java, it should be feel interesting. Like you should feel like, okay, I'm liking this language and I want to proceed forward. So yeah. Next question.
Yeah, I think it's in the chat box.
Okay.
The same person has just followed up with now he has learned Java, now trying to learn microservice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good, Ajay. I mean, if you're trying to learn microservice architecture, I think that is one of the up and coming technologies. I'm sure you must be aware about Spring Boot, things like that. If you are putting an initiative to learn microservice, maybe you should look into the cloud technologies as well, like AWS and Azure. So yeah, that's good. Keep it. Yeah. Hibernate test. Yeah, that's good. You're on the right path, Ajay.
Yeah. And another question from Manish: what is the future of web development?
Okay. So web development, I think. So if you want to make your career out of web development, I think one of the bare minimum skill set that you need to have is to be proficient in JavaScript. Web development, I think it's again an evergreen field. You will not see a day where you will not open a particular website, right? So spend some time on learning JavaScript, then move to different frameworks of JavaScript, that is React, Angular, or jQueries. But the foundational language for web development is JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, of course. But if you want to make the career out of web development, and the future is actually good, so you need to start focusing on working on JavaScript.
Yeah, thank you. I think there's another one from Praneeth: how to crack an interview after the education gap?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Most of us, due to some personal reason, take a break and then come enter into professional service. So idea is basically to create a lot of projects, showcase them to your interviewer or to an organization where you are applying. So if you are a programmer or if you are a web developer, try to build something, a small website, a small application, things like that, and post it on GitHub, and use your resume to showcase your project. Like, oh, I have created this particular tool that solved this problem, or I have created a website that shows all the latest news, something like that. So yeah, that's a good way to showcase your skills, and it will bring a positive impact on the recruiter or the manager who is going to hire you. So showcasing your skill via uh, building small applications, small websites, small mobile application, and hosting them on GitHub or hosting it somewhere so that everyone can see. Yeah. I have one more question. Should I be pro in DSA in Java, or should have some knowledge about GS? Okay, so DSA is basically data structures and algorithm. So if your primary language is Java, you can continue working on your DSA skills with Java only, right? There is no need to change to C++ or C. Java is perfectly all right, perfectly good language. You can continue practicing your DSA and algorithms on Java, and as well as, like, it's always good to have more knowledge about microservice. That is good, like that's the plus point that you will have. But yeah, start working on DSA and algorithms, start building some foundational knowledge, and then progress it to microservice or Spring Boot family. I don't see more questions.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah. So I am a MERN stack developer. Should I switch to field AIML or just improvement? So if you are already competent enough in one stack and you want to switch, maybe switch it gradually. Like fields like you mentioned, AIML. Yeah, it's an up and coming field in AIML. I wouldn't say like switch it directly, but gradually you should enhance your skill in that field, like AIML. If you want to learn about AIML, take Udemy courses, right? Learn about statistical analysis, things like that. Or you should also be considerate enough that you spend more time on your core technology that you have, so that you can basically, it's your decision how you want to spend your time. If you feel like AI/ML is much more interesting than what I'm currently doing, then definitely go for it. It's an up and coming field, and I think there will be a lot of opportunities in that field. Yeah, Ajay, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, that will be fine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Am I speaking to Ajay, right?
Actually, I have learned now Java,
Okay,
and I want to move into the enterprise level application developer.
okay.
Like I know some basics are like basics about DSA. Should I be
Mhm.
pro in DSA or should I focus on my development part?
Okay, so are you a fresher or are you in early stage, early professional?
I am currently in third year in my college, sir.
Okay, okay. So, so since I'm talking about in perspective of a fresher, right? You don't have any idea about professional landscape that you have, right?
Yeah.
So you might be having some placement, or if not, you will be trying for off campus, I assume, right? So initially for fresher, there is a difficulty that you need to be good in DSA. That is like a saying in the industry. For cracking a job as a fresher, you need to be good in DSA. That is like de facto known. You should be clear with your fundamental about your computer science or whatever, right? I'm sure you must be practicing a lot of DSA on Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code, right? Now, continue doing that. You need to focus on DSA. Apart from that, having additional skill will give your resume a positive boost. Like you mentioned, you are proficient in Java and you are learning about Spring Boot, Hibernate, and AWS. That is like the best quality of a person that he want to expand its horizon or learn different things. So Java, learning about Java Spring Boot will give you a positive boost. So I would say, for now, keep doing whatever you are doing. If you have a good amount of time with your hand, start learning about DSA, start learning about Java, AWS, and focus on DSA. DSA is like de facto, and I think as once you graduate as a fresher, first round would be again a programming round, which they will basically ask you DSA questions. So keep focusing on that as well.
Sir, what if I focus on the off campus like development part? What if I'm fully a developer who knows how to develop a enterprise level application with knowing some knowledge of DSS?
Okay, so if you're trying for off-campus and you are must be targeting some of the startups, right? Startups or mid-tier level companies, right? So in that case, your skills as a programmer or as a Java developer will come in handy. Definitely, if you have knowledge about enterprise software development, like you said, you must be knowing a lot of things around Spring Boot and trade-offs between what to use, when to use, things like that. So that will come handy. Um, but again, like even if you trying for an off campus, I'm pretty certain that your first round would be judged based on your DSA. When I say DSA, that does not mean like people will ask you to write a particular algorithm. That's not the case. They will be asking like certain problems, certain real life problems, and you need to solve it using a code, right? And if you're using Java and if you are comfortable, I think Java is perfectly good language to solve DSA. So my advice would be to keep working on DSA. Like spend some time with DSA. It should not be like you are putting 100% on the Java side. Spend some time on DSA, and then once you are comfortable with DSA, spend more time on Java and learning different technologies.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I expect more questions. Come on, guys.
I mean, if there are no questions, guys, I think we'll start with the, we'll continue with the session.
Yeah. So let's continue with the second part of presentation. Let me quickly share my screen. Yeah. So we basically discussed. So we basically discussed about all the domains that we have in software industry, right? Let's talk about like once you are comfortable with your skill set, you have enough knowledge. I wouldn't say so. There is a saying that you can't have enough knowledge. There is always something to learn. There is always something more that you need to learn, right? But you should be in comfortable position that you have good grasp of your fundamentals and whatever programming language you are trying to aim, or whatever skill set that you want to enhance. So next come is the interview preparation, right? Now interview preparation is another part of this game, right? Interview is like anywhere if you want to apply for a job, there are definitely going to be an interview, right? So you need to devise a strategy to how to crack those interviews. Most of the time freshers or professionals who are early in their career miss out this preparation strategy, right? They don't have clear guidance like how do we prepare for interview, what people going to ask, things like that, right? So idea is to practice enough, right? Practice again and again. Like if there is a question on Java and you know the answer, practice it telling yourself again and again. So participating in mock interviews, you can there are different platforms to do mock interviews. You can if you are in college, you can ask your friend to do a mock interviews, like just randomly ask questions, right? These questions will prepare you for the actual interviews. Again is practicing coding problems. So whatever domains I have shown you, uh, some of the domains does not require coding, but most of the domains will require you to be proficient in at least one of the coding or programming language, right? So be good at solving problems. So first, whenever someone gives you a problem, think about in without in basic terms and try to code it. There are different tools available, different platforms like CodeChef or Lead Code. These are different platforms where you will be presented with a problem and you need to solve it. So try practicing those coding problem online on Lead Code, CodeChef, and there are ton of different material available online. Another thing is improving communication skills. That is the most important part. Soft skill are quite necessary in this day and age. If you're not comfortable about telling your ideas to other, it's not going to work out. So you need to improve your soft skill communication skills. So the trick is to start very basic. Let's you start reading something, right, and repeat whatever you have read and tell yourself things like that. Small tricks that you can use to improve your communication skills, that will be helpful in your HR rounds or whenever managers takes your round, because what they are trying to judge whether how you perform in your stressful situations, how you perform under pressure, things like that. Also there are part of behavioral questions. There are different behavioral questions they will ask for like how do you justify honesty as a characteristic, right? So these kind of behavior question, there are ton of behavior question online which you will find the answer. Try going through all these questions and start formulating your answers. Another trick is to read about past experiences and interviews. So wherever you are applying, there has to be someone who has posted some kind of past experience and past interviews. You can find them on Lead Code Discuss tab. Glassdoor is another good website where you can find the past interview experience. This will give you a brief idea what to expect. So whenever you are in the interview, you don't feel panic, or you're not surprised. You will find certain kind of questions that are getting repeated every time. So this is another trick. So coming to skill enhancement, right? Suppose you are trying for interviews, but there is somehow something is missing and you're not able to crack, right? Then there comes like there has to be some issues with the skill set as you have, right? So you need to continuously keep learning about stuff, right? Continuously keep learning and improving yourself. So there are tons of different platforms like Coursera, Udacity. If you want to learn about different technologies, refer Coursera. You will find a lot of courses around there. Some of them have tremendous teachers like teaching JavaScript or teaching web development, UI, UX part. So go through these courses, online courses. These are self-paced, so you will have ample of time to try it out as well. Start working on, start solving coding problems on coding platform like Lead Code or HackerRank. That is another way to improve coding. Manoj, yeah. So that is another way to improve your coding, to solve problems on Lead Code, HackerRank, Geeks for Geeks, Code Chef, things like that. Another one is like if you are, I saw one question that you have some gap and then you are applying for interview, right? So in that case, if somehow you are trying for interviews but not able to crack, it's a good advice to go for industry recognized certification. You can do AWS certification, Azure certification, things like that. Plus there are certification around Java programming language as well. So if you're not able to find a good opportunity, or if you're not able to crack the interview right now, maybe it's time to step back and prepare or enhance your skill set. Do some certification around Java or AWS, Azure, whatever you like, things like that. So it will help you, or it will positively boost your resume, so that your resume is getting selected at multiple places and you are getting at least getting the interview invites. And basically it will also help you to enhance your skills as well. So pretty much I'm done with my presentation. I expect a lot of questions from you guys. What's bothering you? What are the challenges that you are facing? I'm happy to help. Please post your questions in the chat and we can take that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prakar. Also, if you guys want to just unmute yourself and go ahead for questions, please feel free to.
Sir, from where we should take the Java certificate? From Oracle?
Yes. Oracle is one of the good Java certification that you can try. I wouldn't.
OCGA.
Yes, that's the correct name for Java certification. So if you are fresher and if you want to, I know it costs around 12 to 15,000 per attempt. But if you are confident enough, and if you have time, and if you are want to give your resume a boost, definitely try a Java certification.
Sir, is that certificate worth it, sir?
Definitely. As a fresher, I would say yes, it will be worth it. But don't take it as like if you have done the certification, you will land a job. That's not the case. It will positively impact your resume. It will add more points to your resume. It will show the recruiter, or it will show the hiring manager that you have done the certification. That means you are capable enough, or you are able to understand the technology well enough. There is one question from Manish Rawat. Can you discuss about packages or different profiles in IT? Packages wise, I think you have sufficient understanding and knowledge, and you will see a lot of posts online on Lead Code and Glassdoor, where you will get the definite idea about like what the salary a particular organization is offering. But if you are a fresher, I wouldn't suggest to go after money yet, because you should always focus on your learning, at least until you have some bit of experience. Once you have enough experience, once you have matured your skill set, or once you are proficient in a particular skill set, I think companies will come after you and offer you whatever you want, right? So don't focus on package. Start, if you are a fresher or an early professional in the industry, start working or start applying to places where you can see that there will be a good learning curve for me. So that's the attitude you should have initially.
Sir, like I am now learning Java, and in my college they are teaching like AWS architecture level. They are providing us in course in free, sir. Should I learn that, sir?
Yes, AWS is one of the best cloud provider that we have in our industry. I personally use AWS in my career, or I'm currently using AWS. So definitely, if you are getting a chance to learn about AWS, don't reject it. Wholeheartedly learn about details about AWS, and I'm sure like people will be amazed that you have such good knowledge about AWS and services, and they will appreciate you. Like if you are coming from a fresher background, it will be a positive boost to your resume. So definitely go for it.
Sir, I'm not speaking about introduction the AWS, sir. I'm speaking about AWS architecture level. That sir.
Okay,
Is it
so
is it necessary, sir, for
uh,
us Java developers?
yeah, so I assume like they are teaching you a lot of internal details, internal architecture, right? Right now, Ajay, I would say like if you have time, if you have capacity to invest your time, definitely go for it. But I wouldn't expect a fresher to know a lot of internal details and architecture. I would be amazed if a fresher would know a lot of AWS service and what the service do and how does it do. That's the only thing that recruiter or a person is looking from a fresher. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Sir, the problem with me is I have learned in first semester about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript,
Okay.
and I have done an internship on that.
Okay.
And after that, I have learned ethical hacking, and I also done an internship on that. And I
Okay.
also learned cloud computing. And now from 2 years, I'm learning Java, and
Okay.
I have so much like interest in Java. I have not seen the Python language also like that type of interest I have in Java. But
Yeah.
now all are speaking about AI. AI. All companies are taking like Django. Their web developments all are hiring for Django, sir. That's
Yeah.
why I am facing problems, sir.
Yeah. So every now and then there is different terms that are coined in industry. Right now it's AI and ML, right? But do not worry about it. I think most people or most recruiters are looking for a good fundamental knowledge, right? If you're applying for a position where you are seeing like they have eligibility of Django developer, like you said, right? Just avoid that. Just show them that you know the fundamentals and you are capable enough to understand or learn that technology. I think that's what matters. The attitude matters. More questions? Come on, guys.
Sir, and again, I am in JDBC and servlet,
Mhm.
there are codes so much different from Java, sir. Yeah, like we have to learn that also. We have to learn, or they are automatic in Eclipse, sir.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
understand, sir?
yeah. So you're saying like they're teaching you servlets and things like that, right? So right
Like
now,
I have bought a course in that they are teaching like servlet, Hibernate, and JDBC. I learned, sir. In
okay.
that, the codes are so much high level from Java, sir.
Okay, you don't need to worry about. We don't. I mean, I don't think any company uses servlet as of now. It's pretty outdated technology. You don't need to worry about servlet.
So like
Start.
that, like they are teaching it for the Spring, sir. Basics for the Spring for Spring Boot.
Yeah. So, a lot of companies don't use servlet directly. They use Spring Boot. That is the wrapper on the servlet. So you don't need to go into a lot of details. I would say you just need to be proficient in one of the framework. Like if you're learning about Spring Boot, right? You should be learning about how the auto wiring is working, what is component scan, how the data layer or repository layer is configured, things like that. Don't go into much more details because most of the places are not using servlet directly as of now.
Sir, I have 1 year of time. Can
Okay.
I do completely microservice and Spring Boot, sir, in 1 year, and
Yes.
also DSA?
Yes. Absolutely. It's possible. Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay, sir. But now Infosys and Cisco, they are only asking for Python developers, sir, in my campus.
Yeah, I mean, so the idea is basically there has like there will be tons of different companies which want different skill set, right? If Microsoft comes to your campus, they will ask for Shisha, right? It's not possible to learn, but it's always possible to understand the fundamentals, I would say. So focus there. And there are different companies which are using different technologies. So it's not like you will be able to learn everything. Just be focused where you want to go. If you find Java interesting, focus there. Focus on the companies that ask Java questions, right?
Now, basically, I'll only focus on Java and cloud computing. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. No problem. Any more questions?
Sir, like if I get a job like 5 LPA, if I'm proficient in everything, if I get a 5 LPA in MNC, should I join that or should I join a startup with more payment, sir?
That's up to you.
Or or should I learn? Should I sit 1 year and still learn everything like pro?
So that's up to you, Ajay. Like I would say that's a personal decision where to go and what are your goals in next 3 years, 5 years. That's up to you. If you want to learn a lot of stuff, definitely go on that opportunity. And
Sir,
like it's a kind of personal decision. Yeah.
my goal is to learn like if I want to job, I should learn everything. Like आधा आधा पढ़ के जॉब लेने का मेरा इरादा नहीं है, sir.
Okay, that's great attitude. I mean, that means that you are focusing on learning rather than on package. That's a good attitude, and I'm 100% sure it will benefit you in the long run because when you will reach the senior position, they want experts, right? They want proficient people to lead the whole team. So if you're focused on learning things, trying different technologies at this stage, it will benefit you in the longer run.
थैंक यू सर। अभी मेरे कॉलेज में अभी 2 साल से जावा पढ़ रहा हूँ सर। मेरे कॉलेज में बच्चे 6 मंथ में जावा कोर्स लेके जॉब ले रहे हैं सर। मुझे वही
Yeah.
परेशान हो रहा है सर। मैं इतना
Don't
नॉलेज के लिए पढ़ रहा हूँ, वो सभी लोग आधे 6 महीने पढ़ के जॉब ले रहे हैं, इसके लिए
uh,
प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
don't worry. I mean, you can't compare. Like, it's 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 not good to compare. Just
दे
focus what
लर्न
you're doing.
ओनली दे लर्न ओनली हाउ टू गेट द जॉब, बट आई लर्न इनसाइड इंटरफेस के अंदर पूरा कैसा अंदर रहता है
Yeah,
सब, हाउ टू इन वेरिएबल्स, दैट्स ऑल सर।
yeah. That's a good approach, I would say. Yeah.
थैंक यू सर।
Awesome. I think there are some good questions, but mostly from Ajay Joshi. Anyways, I have shared a feedback link on the chat box. People, please feel free to take up the feedback, and also another link which is the access to Apna Exclusives. So all these sessions have been recorded, and we have been having these sessions for the past month across different topics and domains. Feel free to access, register yourself, and you'll have a full view access to all the sessions and recordings that's available.
Right.
All right. I think if there are not much questions, we can wrap up.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for your time. I'll be
थैंक
ending
यू
the
सर,
meeting.
थैंक यू। टुडे आई गॉट अ रोड मैप फ्रॉम यू। आई वाज सो मच इन कंफ्यूजन लाइक लर्निंग पाइथन और व्हाट।
Yeah, yeah. No
Ajay, you
worries.
should be taking up the feedback form.
यस सर, आई हैव फील्ड सर।
All right.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See ya. Bye.
Bye.